Right now, Ty, we are joined by one of Australia's premier singer-songwriters. You know her from her recent second album, Positive Spin, and you'll know her for the extended version, Positive Spin Plus, which is dropping. She's brought through a brand new song. That's right, we are joined by Gretta Ray.
Hold it against me when I have options. You need to save me that it won't get far. No! Teenager, na 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 na.
Gretta Ray.
Oh, Greta, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, it was perfect. It brought me so much joy. There's been another time actually on a different occasion where I think I got a video from you, Abby, about like you were dancing to Upgraded in the studio, and that brought me a lot of joy as well. So I'm very grateful. I'm so glad that you like the song.
Yeah, and I did create a new word, I think, because I was reading the lyrics and it did say opinions, and I went to say options. So I said optionions.
Love.
So if you need a little ad-lib, a little improv for your upcoming shows. But no, you are coming through with a brand new song, Greta. It's so exciting. And I guess on the topic of people singing your music and loving your music, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about Simp Girly Club. Who are they? What do they do? What are they all about?
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that you asked. Okay, so Simp Girly Club is essentially, it's kind of become a bit of like the name of my fan base, I guess, which started out because I debuted this song on the Gang of Youths tour when I opened for them about not being able to have casual relationships and being a simp. And that word was being thrown around on the internet a lot. And I'd made a T-shirt that said Simp Girly and wore it on stage. And then a bunch of the fans went, okay, well, this is how we identify now. And, over a year later, that's Simp Girly official. That's the story. And they are so wonderful. And I've been very fortunate to have a very loyal fan base, especially throughout the Positive Spin campaign. And they dress up in yellow and pink at all of my shows. And it's so much fun.
That's so cute. And the Simp Girly Club, I mean, they're getting a real treat. Positive Spin Plus, we need to talk about it. We're going to jump into one of the new songs on this extended version, Roses. But this is another song that you've made with Gab Strum, a.k.a. Japanese Wallpaper. What draws you together as collaborators?
Ooh, well, so many things. So I think a lot of people know that I was a big, big fan of Japanese Wallpaper, like before we met, and I reached out to him via SoundCloud, and that was how we first spoke, which is really funny.
SoundCloud,
yeah. Just hilarious messages between the two of us. And I'm like, how do you balance school and music? I'm like, being like crazy. And then we met by chance and got to know each other, got along really well. And then I was in his band. And so I've always been such a fan of his sound, and amazingly, he's a fan of my songwriting. And I think it wasn't until like 5 years into our friendship that we started writing together. And as soon as we did, and that was in the lockdown period, like it fell into this really beautiful, comfortable place. And Roses is actually the second song that we ever wrote together. So the first was a song called Loving Somebody, which is on the original track list for Positive Spin. And then I think we started work on Roses like the next day. We were both just feeling very inspired. And I'm so lucky to get to collaborate with Gab. I think he's so brilliant, and I really love what he's brought out of my project.
Greta, before we jump into it, is there a particular lyric that you're most proud of from this song?
I do. I actually ended up going back into the song and changing a few of the lyrics when it came time to release it, because when I wrote it, I think so many songwriters were being very pandemic specific in their lyrics. And I wanted this song to be able to, while it's inspired by that time, be able to live on now.
Well, let's take a listen. Brand new stuff as part of the Positive Spin Plus extended version of Gretta Ray's sophomore album. Roses is the name of it. Let us know your thoughts. 0439 757 555. We'll have more with Gretta right up after this.
Right there, it's the first play of Rose's new music from Gretta Ray of Positive Spin Plus, the extended version of her second album. And Gretta joins us right now. Gretta, you said that originally you wrote between 80 and 90 songs for Positive Spin. Was it hard to narrow it down even for like the extended version of the album?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it was crazy. I think when it came to narrowing down the songs for like the original album track list, it was less challenging than I thought it would be. I think just in terms of, my team and collaborators, we all kind of had a very similar short list, which was a relief. But I think for this, it's like I've actually also, as well as Roses, put a song that wasn't even a part of Begin to Look Around, my first album, a song that came out years ago called Better, has also made the Plus track list, which was also written in lockdown. So I think it's just because those particular songs feel very positive spin coded. It feels like the album and this era is their home. They, hold a lot of hope and optimism within the lyric. And so I just really feel like they belonged on some version of Positive Spin, both of those songs. So.
And with Roses as well, you said you went back and you sort of changed some of the lyrics because it didn't fit that sort of pandemic time. But you've also wanted to release this song for so long. Why has it taken so long for it to get out of the world? Why was now the right time?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like now's the right time because in a really beautiful way, I kind of, have had the opportunity to reconnect with London over the past couple of years since the pandemic. And I got to play some shows over there and across the UK with Maisie Peters. And the final show was in London at Wembley Arena. And I got to play a headline show a few days later and feel like, oh, okay, cool. I'm finally back in this part of the world and being able to share my new music. And the project had changed quite a bit since I was last playing shows in London. And so having a song that is a bit like a love letter to London come out when I'm about to go back over in May and play The Great Escape and I have another headline show, it just feels very relevant. And I do have, it's a big song and dance how much I love London. I think it really does know that. So, yeah.
And these Maisie shows, you're supporting her very, very soon in Australia. I believe it's next week. So soon. Yeah. I know that you two are good friends. You did some songs together when you last performed together in Australia as well as in the UK. Have you been planning anything for these run of shows? Can you give us any I don't know, any sneak peeks?
Honestly, no.
To put it simply,
no. I'm so honored that I get to be part of the Good Witch tour again because of how much fun I had on it in the UK. It's such a special show. Her band is so lovely and her team is so phenomenal, really, really kind. They made me feel so welcome. And with this run, Dylan, who is amazing, is the main act opening before Maisie. And so I think it's just going to be really fun to watch her set as well and just get to reconnect with Maisie's fans that are here in Australia. I'm so excited to watch Maisie play these massive venues here and to welcome her back to her honorary home.
You can catch Gretta Ray opening for Maisie Peters on that run of shows, and Positive Spin Plus is now out. Go run that up. But Gretta Ray, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy that you guys got to give this song its first play. I'm so excited.
Such an honour. Right here, you're on Triple J.